Are live. I cannot believe we are really here. We are at Joyland in Wichita, Kansas. This place has been on my bucket list for years. And we are here in person. And just to show, there is nothing stopping us from getting in here. I'm gonna assume this here is the remnants of their Wacky Shack, which was a Bill Tracy dark ride that burned down. And I believe that was the last dark ride Bill Tracy built, so kind of sad that it burned down. We can always get in a messy way here if we have to. Doesn't look like it's messy at all, actually. So here we are. We just literally walked into Joyland. You can see the rails from their train ride. There isn't a lot left. From years and years of tornadoes and vandalism. Pretty sure this is the... Oh. We can see the Wacky Shack here. You can see some of the charred fire remnants. Smaller than I expected with the ride area for the Wacky Shack here. You can see you've got the waiting area still here. The ride's gone, but the waiting area is still here. This is sad to see, yet also exciting to be here. And I do see the station to the roller coaster off in the distance. This was definitely the Wacky Shack. Presumably this was a ride of some kind. But like, quite honestly, this is the safest I've ever felt in an abandoned spot. With just how easy it was to get in. Like, I do not feel there's much risk at all being in here. I'm obviously not the first and won't be the last to explore this place. And yes, I am referring to my big journey as a tour. Wonder what that says on it. If I find anything that says Joyland on it, I might consider preserving it. It's just an electrical box for something. It's weird how you've got a lot of the concrete foundations still here, a lot of the steel still here, but all of the wood is collapsed. It's just as Life After People hypothesized that wood structures are the first to go. I know way back in the day there were more buildings here, There's that building over there. Don't want to be too close to the street, just in case. I mean, I'm not at all nervous, I can say. I didn't see any signs, and I literally walked right in. I didn't climb anything to get in here. So, I wonder if these are parts of the Wacky Shack here. And I mean, even if someone saw me in here, you know, would they care? Because they're probably so used to people coming in here by now. I know in Adam the Woo's video, he was part of making this place famous. This bridge was a lot more intact than it is now. But you can see it is on the verge of complete collapse. The only thing that's holding it up is the fact that it has metal cables, but the wood is rotted through. And this was a ghost town in the ghost town from referencing his video. I do recommend checking out the Adam the Woo video for contrasting what the park was like when more of the buildings and rides were here versus what it's like now. And we do have a building that's still here from the ghost town. Let's take a look inside. As you can see, there isn't a ton in here, but I just felt a weird warm spot there. Oh, it's not weird. It's because there's a window that's shot out that the sun got into. But you can see this building has some fire damage to it too. So even though this building is still standing, I imagine it isn't long for this world, seeing the fire damage that is on it. And I know everyone is waiting for the roller coaster and the log flume, which are the most exciting parts of the park that are still here. And I will make sure that we see them because, well, especially the roller coaster, because roller coaster nerd, and the log flume is the last ride that's fully intact because it's all steel and it's stood the test of time. Oh, hey, Max, the protogen. What do I need to look out for? Yes, I'm an urban explorer, I'm a roller coaster enthusiast, and I'm at a world-famous abandoned amusement park. It's called Joyland. It's in Wichita, Kansas. I am currently, as I want to say it, I am on tour across the US. I am eventually going to end up on the West Coast in the Pacific Northwest in Washington. Let's take a look at the roller coaster. Well, actually, I do see, here's another building here. I know this one is pretty intact. We'll take a look at that later. I want to take a look at the roller coaster. But before we do that, we've got a fully intact bridge here. You've got clearly what was once a building here. That creek is dried up. Got a propane tank. We've got some picnic pavilions. Like, I mean, this place is cool enough that I'm gonna do a separate video of it with some of the, I'm gonna do several separate videos of it, but like, I mean, I want to do a live to make sure you can see everything. Here is the log flume. There's a look at the drop and the splashdown. I believe this was a Hopkins log flume. Well, this is a Hopkins log flume because it's still here standing. It's one of the last rides added to the park. You can see all of the electrical equipment is gone. But you've got the pump completely still here. There is still some water down here at the base of this. Okay. It's pretty cool to take a look at the log flume. Like, this is the most clear indication of this place having rides, because that's still standing, because it's the last ride that's fully intact. There's some of the roller coaster that's still there, but not very much. Most of it was destroyed in a tornado. And as you can see, this is just a observation point for the log flume. There's another pavilion over there. I don't feel the need to go to every pavilion. We will walk the trough of the log flume eventually. But there's just so many things to see here at Joyland that you know, we've got some lights still here that are shattered. If you need to talk to me, it can wait. We've got a bridge from the miniature railroad. Some of the growth here, it's just wow. We've got some graffiti on the log flume over there. This place is not very remote because you've got the highway right over there. It's probably why it's become such a notable urbex spot. A lot of the rails have just been buried by dirt for the railroad tracks here. Like, this place has been on my bucket list for more than half my life since I saw the video from Adam the Woo when he came here. And I suspect a lot more of the park would still be standing if it were not for kids setting things on fire, like the Wacky Shack. But, like, I mean, at this point, the park is beyond repair, other than the log flume, which could very easily be repaired, but you'd have to build a whole new park around it. And now let's go take a look at the roller coaster. The neighbors who see a parked car that has a bike locked to it, they're probably like, yep, we know where that person is. And that'd be correct, that I'm here inside of Joyland. You can see the roller coaster station through the woods here. It's sad looking at how much trash is just in the creek here. And how much has just been destroyed by fire and tornadoes. It was a tornado that took down the roller coaster. And it looks like, yeah, we do have some of it still here. So, here's the roller coaster station. This building back here should have the mechanisms to make the lift turn, like the flywheel, either this one or that one. I don't see the flywheel mechanisms in here, because, like, I know this ride used a flywheel. This coaster was designed by Herbert Paul Schmeck. He also designed rides like, and do we want to get a look at the track? Yes, we do, of course. And we've still got skid brakes on there. You probably want to walk up the ride entrance platform to look at it. There is still one ride here that we can ride, the giant slide. So I will say it looks like a lot of the stuff there has been torn down. But we do have some of the roller coaster tracks still here. We've got skid brakes and we've got the transfer track. These planks are really creaking. They tore this down at some point. I know that. But, like, I mean, there's more here than I thought there would be, because I thought all of this had been destroyed when I had seen other videos that showed that the station was pretty much gone. But nope, it's still here to some extent. But like I said, this ride was originally designed by Herbert Paul Schmeck, who you might know from rides like Comet, both at Hershey Park and The Great Escape. Both rides named Comet that he designed, not identical layouts. And Phoenix at Knoebels. And also, if you follow this channel, Wildcat at Shady Grove. So here's this little section of track. You can see it cuts off here, but it resumes up here. Trying to figure out if we can access that bit of track. Is the train still on it? That is something that I wonder, because I know in the past there was a coaster train on it, on this section of track, and I do see what I think was a cushion from one of the trains. This was an Ace Coaster Classic. It ran PTC Buzz Bars. So, really sad that this is all that's left of it. You can see trees growing through the tracks. And then, let's see if we can see the lift mechanism. We can see how it collapsed. You can see how that's tornado damage with all of these tracks. Here are the anti-rollbacks. It's really sad to see a coaster that was just left to rot like this. Because the layout for this coaster, it looked like a good coaster. I wonder if this was anything. And oh, would you look at this? I know I read somewhere that the park had its own internal power plant, This is it. It's still here. Got some, wondering if those were left over or if those were, like, I mean, I couldn't find the flywheel from the coaster, but this is pretty cool, you know? Finding a whole power plant like this. If this means anything to anyone, this machinery has all got to be super old. Like, I imagine some of this machinery, like, is actually from, like, 1949 when the park opened. Here's a collapsed piece of track on the building. It's just a dog over there. It's nothing to worry about. It's someone's dog. I'm being a little more daring than some would be. You can see some vents from the coaster. Like, all this wood is just still here. This is the thing that you would walk up the lift hill on. This would be the lift walk. Lots of stuff just sitting here. Still see paint on a lot of these vents. Like, look at this. Part of me is tempted to be like, hey, I've got a piece of nightmare with me. But I mean, it's incredible just how much is here. I mean, none of this stands any chance of ever getting repaired. But it's definitely cool for a coaster enthusiast to see a 1949 Schmeck. And what's this up here? We've got some of the coaster still standing, actually. Yeah. Like I suspected from looking at Google Maps, a lot of the coaster is actually still standing. Trying to get the best view. requires us to go somewhat deep into the woods. But look at the way those bents are. Those are ready to collapse any day. Got the bottom of the drop there that was destroyed by the tornado. I mean, I know there's zero chance of a train coming by, so I'm such a nerd. This is going to be a spot that is going to be crucial to my... This is going to be one of my standard videos that isn't a live stream here, is this spot. Because this is not a spot a lot of people see. Because, like, I mean, I knew demolition crews took out a lot of what remained of the roller coaster after got a mouse there. But I knew demolition crews took out a lot of what remained of the coaster after the tornado. But they saved some. They definitely saved some of it. And here we are in the parking lot. I believe these are from the coaster, from the demolition work. I will be collecting a piece of Nightmare here, because I know that coaster enthusiasts like that stuff, so I could definitely use it as a gift at least. And look at this here. We still got the track. Just sitting here. I mean, it's quite sad to realize that this is all that's left of a 1949 Herbert Paul Schmeck Philadelphia Toboggan Company Ace Coaster Classic. But it's definitely worth appreciating. These are this is the rail this is the handrail that would have been along the track for people to hold on to. And here's the perfect thing. Got a bent that's kept its shape and Would make a nice gift for one of my Acer friends. Because, I mean, we know it's only so long before they come for the rest of this place. So, I'm saving what I can. Don't know how original it is to the ride, but if you want to have a that is from an Ace Coaster Classic to put on your backyard coaster, I will give it to you, and I will ship it to you. I just need to see proof that you're actually building a roller coaster. Assuming this is a warehouse out here. Grasses are a bit high, which I know you might think I'm being hypocritical saying that. Look at this, you've got floor tiles on the far side. I'm looking for a delivery or something here. I'm carrying a package. I'm always gonna make references to DJ Myers and his little stunt with Duquesne. Thank you for the heart, Clara. We still have another building to look at, and we have and then we'll have some standard videos to do that won't be live streamed. Imagine if I submitted a picture with my face in the track of Nightmare at Joyland for the Ace CoasterCon photo contest. Like, just thinking about it. Yep, I'm in Wichita. And since that's the parking lot, I'm gonna assume this is the official entrance to the park. This is the first time I've gotten to do a big explore of an abandoned amusement park, because like Williams Grove, the owner is such a Karen that about it, and here it's like you can walk right in. Got an electrical room here. Gonna assume these are changing rooms. Like, I mean, my look at what's left of Joyland is probably already the most in-depth look, honestly. Because, like, there's some stuff I've found while here that I didn't know was here. Like, I mean, I know several people have come here, but, and like, I mean, I know Coaster Studios came here, for example, and there was, and they didn't look at the coaster beyond the station. Like, I mean, it's obvious I'm not the first one in here. You can see it's a few steps down and then it's flooded. So I'm now going to go back upstairs. This appears to be like sort of an amphitheater type area. Yeah, I'm looking to cover every square centimeter of this place. And I've got no fear of alarms being planted here. I'm sweating a lot today, actually, so like it's pretty hot here in Wichita, though. But yeah, here's another way out to the parking lot. And I do not believe I have investigated whether the building for the log flume, it was called log jam. I don't think I have investigated whether or not the building is still there for it, and I did promise I would walk the tracks. There's a building of some kind here. And that's how I came in. Look, there's someone over there. He just doesn't care. That someone's in the park. It's just a common thing to have someone in the park like this. But yeah, this was definitely the wacky shack here. I know at one point they had a sky coaster here as well. But the two things I have to do is I have to find the station for the log jam, and I have to ride down the slide. Depending on accessibility, of course, of the second one. Yeah, and then it would be on the other side, looking at the layout with the drop. Assuming it would be most accessible from the station to walk the track of it. Yes, the Joyland log ride, that's exactly where I'm at. That's how, in fact, that's how I earmarked this place on Google Maps. And here is the station. It appears the building for the log ride station is gone. This is probably more wood from the coaster. Yeah. Look at that. We've got full-on track there. Full-on track pieces. Some appear to be fire damaged. That's weird. Oh, the building for the log ride burned down, I guess. But here is the platform station. I'm gonna leave the bent from the coaster there when I tie my shoe. This is what you get when you do a live stream. You get me having to tie my shoes because they came untied, and a place like this, you don't want to be, you know, going with untied shoes. But, yep, my shoe has been tied. So, we're gonna walk this side to see the bottom of the drop. You can see the bottom of the drop. And now we're gonna go the other way to see the lift. Okay. Yeah, I've got plenty of battery. With my battery at 83% for the battery that is actually charging things. So something about log flumes is the water would go through a tunnel like this. Am I daring enough to go under? Let's find out. And my phone charger got caught. I wonder how many of these trees could be seen when the log jam was actually still operating. Because that's what this ride was officially called, was the log jam. If you look at old pictures from when the park was open, that's what this thing was called. When I get to the lift, that's probably going to be it for the live stream, and then I'll film a traditional video of the log ride and the coaster. And if I decide to do the slide, I'll have a video of that up. got a little drop here. You'd get a splash. So our traditional video is going to be walking this backwards. Got some thorns. And then this is the log flume bridge that we saw from the train bridge over there. And here is the lift. Look at that. Yes, I'm climbing an abandoned log flume. And I'm climbing on these things because it's probably safer than climbing on the wood that's over there. Oh, this thing still spins. But we've got a view of the whole park. As you can see, there isn't a ton left. You can see the bridge over there. If I go over to this side, you can see a little bit of the station from the roller coaster. You can see a cool motor shot there. Did not think I would be stupid enough to climb this thing, but here we are. So yeah, that's gonna do it for our Joyland live. You're gonna see some traditional videos coming from Joyland now that you'll see come up after the live.